Now I want to make another video thanking you of being a Patreon member. I appreciate that so much. Today we are going to talk about what we grew last year. So I have this paper. I sat down with Jared and Selena, and me and my wife. We're the main ones who eat the food here on the farm that comes out of the greenhouse. There are other neighbors who buy a few things. But we went through this list, and I simply wrote down just a few things here. I wrote down every major crop that we grow. So tomatoes, peppers, sweet potatoes, green beans, cucumbers, summer squash, winter squash. I'm not going to read all through these right now, but I have these two lists of all of these things. And then I just asked, what is the percentage of how much we grew compared to how much we need? So did we grow 100% of our food? So the tomatoes, we had enough tomatoes because we canned a lot last year, because last year we had 120%. This year it was a little bit lower, and we only got 70% of our tomatoes. So throughout the year, we have had to supplement with some of the tomatoes from last year. Peppers, 100%. Sweet potatoes, 0%. I had a complete crop failure. We didn't get one sweet potato. Green beans is 50%. Now, what do we do with this information? And we did these percentages on every crop we grow, and so what do we do with this info? What is the purpose of it, to have that chart? Here's the purpose. If I have a bed here that's halfway down the greenhouse, and I grew 50% of what I needed, then now I know that I need to extend that a full length row. So I've already done that, and I'll show you how I did it. I did it on the chart that you've seen in other videos. In there on my white seed cabinet in the laboratory, there's a chart that is a map of these beds. So that is in there ready to go, but I also did something out there because in my mind, the way my brain works, it doesn't translate from a piece of paper to the ground. So come with me and I'll show you what I did. So right here, I have a sign. And it says 2023 green beans. And then there's a number, 225. 225 is 225 plants. And on this sign, there's an arrow. And so it starts right here. 225 plants go down this bed. And we're dealing with beds, not single rows. So in this bed, I'm going to be putting the plants right here. And this is my trellis. I grew the tomatoes here last year. Here's the dead plants. I'm not going to change this a whole lot because I want a jungle. I want the benefits of the jungle growing. And so we're going to be putting the plants here. So this bed will hold 225 green beans, and they're pole beans, so they're going to grow up here. We'll be able to pick beans on here. So this is where my beans go, so I know what's happening. Let's look on this side. 2023 cucumbers, 10. So where are these 10 cucumbers going? They're going right here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 5 on that side. So I'm putting those 10 plants right here. So I'll put 2 seeds at the bottom of each pole. And so it will actually be 20 seeds I'm putting in here. But I have my 10 plants growing up because 2 seeds equals 2 plants, but it's on one pole, so do the math. The math didn't work is what I'm telling you. But right here, why don't I have this trellis going through here? Because I step across this bed right here. My foot goes across this bed to get to my worm bin. Because I'm digging things out from under the worm bin. I'm getting worms out. I'm getting compost out to do all of that fantastic thing we do. And right here, we bring armloads and tub loads of stuff to dump on there. And so I don't want my trellis here. This will be open. So I need to grow something else right here. So what are we growing? We're growing peppers. So in this area, in this 3-foot wide bed, I will have 3 rows of peppers. And we will space these out so that 36 peppers fit in this area. And on my paper it said we grew 100% of the peppers we needed last year. And so I have 2 areas where I'm going to grow peppers, here and right over there. And I've got the tags ready to go. Let's just see another thing real quick. So right here, cucumbers. And my list said 100% on cucumbers, so I'm growing exactly the same number of plants for cucumbers. Okay, so here they are. 50 plants are going in here. From here right down there. So as we walk around this greenhouse, we can see these tags everywhere. And these tags will just stay here until next year. And next year when I do this and say, did we have the right percentage of everything? I can come in here and I will say, I'll be able to look at this and say, you know what? We didn't have quite enough cucumbers. Instead of 50 plants, I better be planting 65 or whatever. And we adjust the size to make it work. If you look right over there, see it says 2023 salad bed 6. And so that entire bed 6 is going to be all of the salad crops. So those are things like spinach, lettuce, green onions, beets, and just all those things that we're planting every single month and harvesting all of the time. And that will be entire bed 6. We grew that last year. It worked out pretty good. So hopefully this helps you to put little white tags all over your greenhouse so you know what in the heck you're doing.